A lot of people think that you need to be a welder to become a certified welding inspector. Well, you don't. In fact, some of the best inspectors I've met have never even struck an arc professionally. Now, don't get me wrong, having welding experience absolutely helps, but actually being a welder isn't necessary. CWI test requirements are not based on how well you can weld. They are simply based on your education level. Here are the American Welding Society's eligibility requirements for becoming a CWI. If you graduated high school or have your GED, you only need a minimum of 5 years of welding-related experience. If you have less than an 8th grade education, you need a minimum of 12 years, and if you have an 8th grade education, that drops to 9 years. Other education experience, like having college welding degrees, completing technical courses, or doing trade or vocational training, brings that required minimum even lower than that. So now you may be asking, what types of work actually qualifies as welding related? Well, that includes, but not limited to, welding, obviously, pipe fitting and fabrication, QC and weld inspection, NDE, pipe crew supervision, and more. If the work had anything to do with welding, it normally qualifies. Other than that, you just need to be able to pass a vision exam. When you apply with AWS to get signed up, they'll require some documentation. You'll need your vision test form, a government ID, a passport-style photo, proof of education, and employment verification form signed by your employer or supervisor. This is how they verify that you have the required work experience. And that's it. That's everything you need to sign up to become a CWI. Of course, you still have to pass the exams, which is a whole production of its own, but this will at least get the ball rolling for you. If you're still with me, do me a favor, hit that like button. It'll help me keep reaching people like you. When I did my CWI seminar, there was about 30 people in my class, and maybe 10 of them at the most were welders by trade. Out of those 10, maybe 3 passed Part B. Out of the 20 remaining non-welders, about 10 of those passed. So it's not how much actual welding experience you have, but more so how good you are at studying, reading code, and taking tests under pressure. The exam is designed more around knowledge and not so much welding skill. It should still be said, though, that being a welder certainly helps, especially once you actually get into the field. Because first off, you know the lingo, you've been there, you've done it. You can tell when a welder's struggling and why they're struggling. You know if their machine isn't set properly. You know what's practical and what's unrealistic. You have an idea of about how long a weld will actually take to make, and you can help better steer a welder in the right direction if they're struggling. And this is really hard to do when you've never even had a hood on. But there's just more to it than that. You have to be able to decipher code and apply acceptance criteria. You have to verify procedures and check documentation for accuracy. You need to understand how a welding process actually works and not be able to just make a pretty weld. The real truth is, a good inspector who has never welded may not be able to actually make the weld, but they can definitely tell you what it's supposed to look like and whether or not it's acceptable. A welder and a non-welder can both become great inspectors. AWS built the program, so really either one can succeed. If you'd like to get an idea of what types of questions are on the Part A fundamentals of the CWI exam, I made a practice test video that you can check out here. I make new videos every week, so if you found this valuable, do me a favor and subscribe to get notified. Thanks for watching.